one and all, back to another episode of the Break Room Nachos podcast. I'm joined today by my co-host, Mike.
Hey. What's going on, Mac?
I just figured I'd go into this with like an NPR kind of persona.
I like it. Something a little different.
Yeah. My dad always listened to NPR when I was a kid in the car, and like I haven't listened to NPR like willingly like since then.
Yeah, never listened to it.
I don't know. There was something kind of relaxing about it sometimes. NPR kind of gives off this vibe that's like slightly like elitist, like Mensa type people.
Oh yeah, it's a little pretentious,
right? Like they're all intelligent people and authors who know so much, and it's like, okay, well, cool.
Hey, do you think we can get this this podcast put on NPR? We kind of fit that category.
Probably not anymore.
No.
All right, Mike. I'd like to regale you with the tale of Captain Mack and the expensive Japanese cardboard.
Oh yeah, you got your box?
So the short answer is yes.
Okay.
The long answer is a bit more complex. So, I talked about on the last episode, for anyone who missed it, I ordered a booster box of the newest Magic the Gathering set called Strixhaven, the Japanese version, because I wanted a specific kind of card that was published in that in this new set. And the person that I bought it from had set it so that like the estimated delivery date was on the day the new set released, and I thought that was a bit unrealistic because I didn't know how they would like have the box before release had actually happened.
Yeah, we had talked about that,
but my concerns were soon quelled. I don't know if that's really the right word for it, but I had no reason to be concerned. They did end up shipping 2 days before the release date.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, sweet. I will get them on release date, or at least close. You know,
Yeah.
I had planned to live stream opening the new set on Saturday. It came out on Friday. I was planning to open it on Saturday. So I was like, even if it gets delayed to Saturday, that's fine.
Sure.
And so, you know, the 23rd is the day that it released. The 23rd comes around and it did get pushed to the 24th.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. The 24th rolls around and something interesting starts to happen.
Okay.
Throughout the entirety of Saturday, the 24th, the tracking number showed that it was still set to arrive by 9 p.m. on the 24th.
Okay.
Yet, and I checked it multiple times throughout the day, like the tracking history thing. It did not update. Like it kept saying that like the last known location was like a Utah facility. So throughout the entire day, it never switched to out for delivery, and it never like entered the state of Michigan. It was still just like the last known location was Utah. So I was getting suspicious. I was like, this is probably not actually going to show up on time. And sure enough, I stayed up a bit later. I stayed up till 9 p.m. just so I'd, you know, be available to pick it up. Like I had the next day off, so I didn't mind staying up a little bit later than usual.
Yeah.
It didn't show up.
Okay.
So I go to bed and I wake up the next day and I check the tracking number. So this is what is this? This is the 25th now.
Yeah.
Yep, this is the 25th. And there's just no estimated date for delivery anymore. It just says it's in transit.
Oh, good. Okay.
So finally on Sunday, it like reaches a facility in my town, which I won't say, but you know, in Michigan, it's in my specific town. So I was like, okay, it got into my town at 10 a.m. It says it seems unlikely that they need to take the entire day to get it to me from there.
Yeah.
And I kept checking throughout the day, and the tracking history never updated beyond the fact that it had entered my town.
Okay.
So it didn't show up on Sunday either. And throughout that entire day, a new estimated date of delivery never showed up.
Okay.
So finally on Monday, this is yesterday, the 26th.
Yeah.
It finally showed that the estimated date of delivery was the 26th between 1:30 and 5:45.
And did it come?
It came, but not before 5:45. They got it late on like the day 4 days after it was supposed to show up.
Oh, come on, guys. Get it together.
It didn't show up until like 6:30. The United States Postal Service was just fucking me raw.
Yeah.
And I was like the entire time, like I kept updating my Discord. Like this is clearly my fault because I tried to plan a live stream.
Yeah.
I told them in advance I was planning to open cards on that Saturday. So since they didn't come on Saturday, I was like, if they get delivered on Saturday after like my normal live stream time, I'll do it on Sunday before Sean comes over to watch movies with me. It didn't, obviously. So I was like, I'll do Monday if it shows up. It didn't. So now like I have my cards. They're in great condition. They packaged them well.
Okay.
Good. And I'm just waiting to open them tomorrow. But at this point, like I've just like had these cards on my mind for days.
For like a week now.
Yeah.
Well, by tomorrow, it'll be almost a week.
Yeah, just like they're like constantly on my mind. I'm checking the tracking history constantly throughout the day.
Ugh.
So finally the box shows up and it's I'm happy to have it, but fucking last night I couldn't get to sleep. I kept having dreams about opening magic cards.
Oh Jesus. Oh, Mac.
I kept like waking up, like I'd like open a pack of cards off stream in my dream and I'd like spoil myself on what's in the set and I'd be like, no. And then I'd wake up and I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Can I get to sleep, please?
Oh, damn it.
The magic cards are haunting my dream, dude. I'm losing my mind.
Oh, well, it's good you got them, but that sucks that USPS sucks so damn bad.
Oh my God, they were so fucking terrible. Like I don't get that much delivered to USPS anymore. Like everyone uses UPS or like Amazon has their own delivery service.
Yeah.
Not much happens for USPS anymore, but I certainly am not feeling great about them currently.
Yeah. I like those Amazon deliveries where they're like, your package is 5 stops away.
That's kind of nice. I like that they have the option to like text or call you if they don't know what to do with the package.
Okay.
My I buy stickers that have my Captain Mack logo on them every now and then.
Yeah.
And whenever I do, like, they ship through UPS and I get 50 stickers at a time. So it's a very small envelope.
Yeah.
Yet despite that fact, nearly every time I deliver they deliver from them specifically, UPS will like leave something on the door that's like, oops, you weren't here. And then like they dropped it off at the US UPS store location and I have to go pick it up. Ugh. Which is fine because it's right down the road. I usually just pick it up on my way home from work the next day. But it's like, dude, it's a tiny envelope. Just leave it outside. It's fine. I don't care. There's a canopy. It's not going to get damaged or stolen.
Yeah. Ugh.
So that's a bit annoying. I mean, if they would just like be like, hey, we'll deliver it tomorrow instead, like that'd be fine. I find it annoying to have to go do it myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, what have you been up to?
Well, first of all, I was going to say we had a
beautiful day
another
today.
weather flipperoo.
It is a fantastic day today.
Yeah, I think we're at almost 80 degrees now.
It's a beautiful day. I drove home with the windows open. There's a lot of different colored trees in my apartment complexes. So you saw you drove in.
Yeah,
I've got like pink trees and like light green trees and darker green trees. And then there's a tree right in front of my building that's like a deep pink. It's so fucking pretty.
Nice.
Really enjoying that. It is an incredible day today.
Nice. I just got my second COVID vaccine today.
Nice. I have mine scheduled for Thursday.
Oh, dope. Your first one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Unless it gets delayed and then I don't have an estimated date of vaccination.
They keep pushing it back a day.
Yeah. No, they finally, my workplace sponsored an opportunity to get it done. So,
oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
So like I said in the last podcast, my friends Mike and Jess were coming to visit.
Yeah. And something else happened. I saw on Instagram.
Yeah. So I've actually known about this for probably 6 or 8 weeks now, but I was told to keep it a secret until it was public knowledge. But Mike and Jess are going to have a baby.
Congratulations, guys.
Cletus the fetus is going to be here in October.
That's terrible. But here's the real question.
Yeah.
When Jess like bloats up,
yeah,
and gets nice and thick with baby,
okay,
are they gonna do like pregnancy photos and have Mike like stand alongside doing his own little dick cradle?
I hope so. That guys, you heard it.
You have an option. You have an opportunity to do something truly revolutionary, Mike.
This could be the first of its kind. A dual dick pic, pregnancy pic photo shoot. I love it.
Like I said, I am an amateur photographer. You know, like call me up. We'll arrange it. I have no reservations about the kind of photos I'll take.
No, Mack has no shame.
Nope. You'll never catch me being like, oh, that is too far beneath my ilk. I will happily take pictures of your penis.
So while Mike was here, we got to telling stories about our youth.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you talk about Joe Mama.
Oh,
I actually can't believe you fell for that.
Yeah. I can't believe you actually went there.
All the 13-year-olds on my Discord are gonna love that.
Nice. So I remembered a story about sleepovers at Mike's.
Okay.
And this happened to be twice.
Okay.
So, at his old house when we were teenagers, his bedroom was in between two different bathrooms.
Okay.
And one bathroom was right across from his parents' bedroom. So one night, get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Doors open, lights off. I walk in the bathroom and I'm about to turn on the light switch and I hear, I'm in here. So his dad was just dropping dirty
with the door open and the lights off.
And the lights off. The lights off thing, I can kind of see, like, you don't want to like bright ass light waking you up in the middle of the night, but at least close the door.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially when your child has another child over in your home.
Also, he could have just been cranking it too. I'm really not entirely sure.
Who knows?
So from that point on,
quick note: before smartphones, did people just jack off to like especially curvy shampoo bottles, or
oh yeah?
Because like I've always had a phone to jerk off to,
right? Especially curvy. That Dawn dish soap, isn't that one? That one's pretty curvy.
Hell yeah, that motherfucker's got some curves. That's a thick ass bottle.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Dawn.
Is that where like curvy shampoo bottles came from?
Is that why it's called Dawn? Do you think there was a curvy chick named Dawn that they named it after?
Maybe.
Oh, damn. So after that, I was incredibly terrified of going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Like,
certainly.
You know, trying to make as much noise as possible, whatever. So I decided I'm going to use the other bathroom. The bathroom to the right of his bedroom. The one far away from his parents' room. One night, get up to go to the bathroom. Sure as shit. Doors open, lights off. I take about a step in, go to turn the light on. I'm in here.
Motherfucker was switching it up on you?
Yeah.
The hell?
God, I was just fucking petrified to go to the bathroom there after that.
Oh, jeez.
Who does that?
Why would you go further away from your own bedroom?
Right?
Was he just switching it up? Just getting bored?
I guess. I don't know.
Crazy shit.
Oh, damn. Yeah. So I thought you'd like that. I had a good sleepover story for you.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Do you have any recurring dreams?
Yes. Yeah, there's one. It's not particularly like the events of the dream aren't necessarily reoccurring,
but like the setting.
Well, I'll explain.
Okay.
So the people in the dream are always different. I guess sometimes they might be the same. The setting, the events are different, but people are just talking very loudly at me. And it is so terrifying.
That's specific.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
That's odd. Maybe you have a fear of loud noises that you're unaware of.
I guess. I'm sure I do have other reoccurring dreams, but that's all I can think of, like off the top of my head. But that one's happened frequently since I was a child.
Okay. I have a couple like recurring dreams, but they're not recurring in like the sense that like the same things happen or there's even like a common theme. Mine is that they're common in settings. So I have two different ones. And like the first one is like, this is hard to describe. It's like everything is happening within like a rundown like mining town is how I'd best describe it.
Okay.
Like there's lots of like very short little shabby houses that people live in.
Okay.
And like weird little inclines and like dives down into like caves.
Is it like that Donkey Kong Country level?
No, not quite like
God,
that.
I fucking hated that one.
Not quite like that.
Such a bitch.
No, but like it's so weird. Like I've had like multiple dreams in that same location, even though the dreams themselves are not connected. But like every time I'm like there in a dream, I just get the vaguest sense of deja vu. And it is so weird. And then the other one is like it takes place in like a weird little town. And like this is hard to describe. In one of my dreams, it was like a port town where it was like there was like houses along both sides and they were like really tall. Okay. And like in one of my dreams, like all there was like a lot of like markets and like little pop-up stands along like the main strip. And then like in both dreams, I go into the same building, which is like off to the right. But in the first dream, it was like a weird, I don't know. There was something weird about it. Like when I like awoke in the dream, I was like in the window of this house. But the window like stuck out from the house and there was like a cage surrounding it.
Okay.
And then in the secondary, and then in the second time I had this dream, I've only had it twice. And I think they both happened recently because how else would I remember them so well?
Yeah.
But in the second one, it was like a university town and like everybody there was college students. But like I went into that same house and like it was like a frat house.
Okay.
And like my fraternity was in there, I guess. But then like some other fraternity was occupying it for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. Like some weird fucking territory war.
Okay.
And I remember this is so specific and so weird. This is a common theme in both of the versions of the house. There was like a couch alongside one wall. But if you moved the couch, there was like a little hole in the wall. And then like you like go through the hole and there'd be an entire like other room.
Like an Alice in Wonderland type situation?
Not really. No, it was just like a secret little room that like had secret shit. I don't know.
Okay.
So weird. Like I don't remember more than that because you forget dreams pretty quick. But
yeah.
It was just weird. Like both dreams, I could feel like the sense of deja vu. Like it was both like the same location, but just wildly different settings and like occurrences throughout them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe my mind has a memory for locations rather than events. I don't know.
I tend to have very, very vivid dreams. Sometimes they're super realistic. Sometimes they're just off the wall, batshit crazy. But the amount of times that I will wake up and have to Google something to see if it actually happened is insane. Or like check text messages to like see if I had a conversation about something. It's so weird.
I hate that feeling when like you have like a really bad dream where like some shit happens and it takes you a moment when you wake up to remember that none of that shit actually happened.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time.
I had a dream once where I was like living in some shitty apartment and like from what I could tell, I was really down on my luck. Like I must have like recently lost my job. I had like no money. My place was a shithole. And like in my dream, like I had the same car I have now and my car got stolen. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't have a car now. My car doesn't have great insurance. I can't replace my car.
Oh, damn. Way to kick a dude in the balls when he's already down.
Exactly. And then like I woke up and it took me like a solid like 15 minutes after waking up to realize, oh, my car didn't get stolen. Sick. I was still like upset about it when I woke up.
Yeah.
Oh man, dreams are wild. I used to like write down my dreams. I used to like keep a dream journal and sometimes I'll flip through it and it's weirdo shit.
Yeah.
There's one dream that happened. Oh God, I wonder if I still have this. As soon as I had the dream, I had to text Sean about it immediately because it centered very heavily around him, and the events of it were just so fucking weird. Oh, I do still have it.
Nice.
Okay,
let's
so
hear it.
This was May 17, 2020. I might end up cutting this if any of this is like weird or embarrassing, but
okay, let's just go for it.
I'm just going to read this as I wrote it. I know I was writing this really frantically, just trying to remember everything I could.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is only half of it. What? Wait, where's the first chunk? Oh, fuck. Hang on. Let me see if I can, if I sent this to him at any point, because I know the date.
Okay.
So maybe if I can search by date in my messaging app here.
Well, while you're looking for that, I remembered a dream that I had that I think is pretty funny.
Okay, go for it.
So this was not long after I moved into my current apartment. And it's actually very similar to what happened in a Seinfeld episode. So I was in my building, and you have to buzz people in or unlock the door. And I just got inside, and some dude just comes running up to the door. And I was like, he's like, "Hey, let me in. I forgot my keys." And I'm like, "I just moved in. I don't recognize you." And he's like, "Come on, man. I live in the building." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't recognize you."
Really bad way to start off with a new neighbor,
right?
If he did live there, then he would have not liked you for after that.
Well, so I open the door, and he comes at me with a knife.
Oh shit! Shouldn't have did that.
I'm like, oh fuck! I shouldn't have done that. But then by the end of the dream, him and I become best friends.
Weird shit happens in dreams. It just takes weird turns, and it's so wild that your mind never questions it, and it's this doesn't make sense.
Nope.
This dream I'm trying to find right now, so much of it made no sense. It was just weirdo shit. But
yeah.
All right. I'm at October of last year right now. Sean and I message a lot, so this is taking a while.
Gotcha. Do you ever dream about, well, obviously, because you were talking about magic cards, but do you ever dream about things that you think about just before you go to bed?
Frequently. I think the thing that happens more commonly is if I've been playing a video game a lot, I'll dream about the video game.
Oh yeah.
When I was at the beginning of last year, I was playing this game called Satisfactory.
Mm-hmm.
It is a game where you build an automated factory, and as you progress throughout the game, your factory's making more stuff, so you have to increase the amount of electricity you have available to you, or increase the efficiency of your factory, right?
Yeah. So
I was getting pretty deep into the game, and I was getting pretty stumped on how to increase the efficiency of my factory.
Okay.
So I remember one night I had a really complex dream where I rebuilt my entire factory for a more efficient production model.
Okay.
And when I woke up and I thought about it, and I was like, all of that was actually possible. None of it was crazy dream shit.
Right.
So when I streamed it the next day, I spent 8 hours remodeling my entire factory from the ground up based on what I dreamt about.
Nice.
And it totally fucking worked. my factory was so much more efficient after that.
God damn, that's some movie shit right there.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then every time I do a 24-hour live stream, if there's a game in particular that we play a lot, I'll usually dream about that.
That makes sense.
After the last one, we played 12 hours straight of Sea of Thieves, and I kind of fell asleep feeling the motions of the waves, because it's a game where you're a pirate.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. So I remember feeling the waves. As crazy as that is. Yes. Okay. All right. I have the entire dream now.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Okay. So this is what I texted Sean on May 17th of last year. You got to hear about the dream I just woke up from. Okay. So it started, I was sick and I needed a special kind of green tea that they only sell at this one cafe downtown.
Okay.
So I'm remembering this now that I'm reading it.
Yeah.
So I hopped on my tricycle and started heading down. Partway there, I needed to cross this dirt road with a group of guys on it. One of the guys stopped me and was like, "You aren't driving through my construction zone." And I was like, "I'm sorry. I just need to pass through here, please." And so I ignored him and went through anyway. Well, he didn't like that one bit, so he followed me down and started bearing down on me like he was going to beat me up. So I start walking into the middle of the street. I guess I lost my tricycle at this point.
Okay.
And I tried to get people in the cars to help me. This one guy stopped, and he was this big dude with a bunch of people in his car, but he didn't speak any English, so he couldn't help me.
Okay.
Eventually, I just got too sick of it, and I punched the guy. and he went down for the count. Then I punched him again. I punched him again and he woke back up. Then I punched him one more time and he was out again. It was like a light switch. I'm not certain, but I think this is the guy who tried to help me, by the way. This isn't like the construction yard guy.
Yeah, I assumed it was the guy who couldn't speak English.
Then I just walked away, leaving him knocked out with the big dude. Okay, no, it was the construction dude.
Okay.
At this point, I start paying attention to my surroundings because I'm looking for the cafe again. And I'm on this big open street with like 2 giant pirate ships overhead. My phone, which I'm using as a map, says I'm right in front of the cafe, but I can't see it anywhere. Eventually, I realize I have to go up some stairs because the cafe is in one of the pirate ships, so it's been right above me the entire time.
Sure.
That's why the map says that I'm there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of.
So I enter the cafe and it seems super fancy from the outside. The door is like this big, ornate, white carved deal, and there are a bunch of fancy dressed women outside it. I go through the door and it's super dimly lit. I'm standing on like a small space overlooking the cafe with some stairs leading down into it. I can see that a bunch of people I know are at the tables, but we'll get to that in a second. More importantly, all of the staff are fucking Animal Crossing characters.
Nice.
I must have been playing Animal Crossing around this time.
Yeah.
So I go down the stairs and they all greet me like they do in the game, and I find a menu. I'm assuming an actual like restaurant menu, not like a game menu.
Yeah.
All of the drinks are One Piece themed. Oh, that's sick. I don't look at the drinks though. I just order my green tea. I get it and drink it and immediately start feeling better. Now to the people in the cafe. Jake comes out to me and we start talking. Other people I can remember being there are Jared and Dylan and Tim, just a bunch of friends of mine.
Okay.
Also Dominic is there, but he's not wearing any pants. This entire sentence is hilarious. Also, Dominic is there, but he's not wearing any pants. And you can very clearly see his balls through his underwear. Underwear that clearly have not been washed recently.
Oh,
I love how specific the details are on this. Good job, past Mac.
Yeah.
All good stuff. Jake asks if we are ready, and we all sit down in a big circle on the floor, leaving a space facing towards the stair. Suddenly, you walk in. Again, I sent this to Sean. So Sean walks in.
Sure.
Jake starts us off. He says, Sean, this is an intervention. You need to stop drinking some nameless drink to grow a beard.
What?
At this point, I gather you've been drinking some kind of protein shake that helps you grow facial hair. You say, I hope you're not seriously holding information from my drinking this drink. I mean, I'll shave the beard, but I won't stop drinking it. And that's the end of the dream.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that is intense.
Holy shit, what a dream. I have tears in my eyes. That's fucking funny.
Oh my God. I love how you sent it to him in like story form.
I think I just typed it out as I could remember the details.
Yeah.
Like from point to point. But that was kind of like, as soon as I woke up from it, I was like, I can't believe this entire dream built up to an intervention for Sean because he's been drinking some kind of like Rogaine protein shake to grow a beard.
Right? Oh man.
God, that's awesome. Oh man, I'm gonna start writing down my dreams some more. Maybe I have some more bangers like that.
Hell yeah, dog. Oh man.
Oh God. So Sean, if you're listening, shave your beard.
Yeah. Speaking of underwear that haven't been washed in a while.
Okay.
We didn't talk about it over the weekend, but Mike and I have debated this topic before. But the topic of sharding.
What about it?
Is it a shart if it doesn't touch cloth?
No.
That's what I say.
What's Mike's defense for it being?
Because he says it's still a fart where some shit comes out. It just stays between your cheeks. And you get to the bathroom in time and clean yourself up.
I can see that argument, but I think that for it to qualify as a shart, it has to be enough shit to like touch pants.
Yeah. You got to touch some cloth on that.
Otherwise, it's just a wet fart.
Right.
Which happens.
Yeah, it does. I guess wet fart and shart there's a little bit of semantics, but yeah, I'm with you. I think there definitely needs to be some
poop on underwear action.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever in your adult life ever shart or straight shit yourself?
Well, that's why I'm bringing this up.
Excellent.
According to our definition, no. According to Mike's definition, yes.
Okay.
So that's why, depending on your definition, I can't definitively say. But no, I have never in my adult life touched cloth.
Gotcha.
I've definitely had one where I'm like, that's a little questionable, and go to the bathroom like, oh, good thing I didn't sit down after that. But I don't know. What about you, dude?
I'm embarrassed to say I've had one proper shart.
I mean, it happens.
I want to say this was about 2 years ago. So I was like 20 or 21.
Okay.
It was in the springtime. Sean and I went down to walk around, and around that time we just kept like, we'd go to and we walk around. I just said the name of the town. I'm a fucking idiot.
It's fine, dude.
No, it's not.
Dude, no one cares.
I don't care, but people that I know who are involved in my streams care, so I can't because of them.
Okay.
We went to Sean and I went to the city that we live in or live close to, and we'd just walk around. We'd find a restaurant, and we'd sit down and eat stuff you can't do with the pandemic, which is sick.
Yeah.
But we drove downtown and we found like a place to park, and like I got out of the car and I ripped one. And immediately, like I felt like a cold sweat come over.
Oh yeah,
I was immediately like, that was more than just a fart.
Yep.
Like it's a bit warm in my pants right now.
Yep.
So I'm embarrassed by this. So I didn't say anything to Sean, but I definitely have this feeling that like if we don't find a location with a bathroom soon, this is only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Not to mention that it's already bad.
Right.
So I want to say we walked for like 20 to 30 minutes into downtown. Mm-hmm. And like the entire time I'm wildly uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine.
Like I've got hot stank shit in my pants.
Yeah. Are you noticing the smell at this point?
I'm not, thankfully.
Okay.
This is, I mean, I feel like this is what separates it from a proper shit to being just a shart, right?
Yeah.
Like a shart isn't going to produce too much of a smell.
Right.
So it's not creating any kind of smell. As far as I can tell, he can't tell. He can tell that I'm uncomfortable.
He just doesn't know why.
Right. So I just tell him that I need to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So eventually we find a restaurant. It's like this local pizza place. And like I go to the bathroom and I dropped her out and clean up. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But that walk from my car to the pizza place was just the fucking worst. It was like a hot day too, which didn't help.
Oh. And
I never told him that it was like that. I never told him what happened. So if he listens to this episode, then he'll find out.
Now the real question is, did you remove the underwear and just go commando for the rest of the day?
I did not.
Okay.
It was okay enough that I was able to clean it up without problem.
Okay. I mean, I
don't know what the fuck I would have done with my underwear. Like just toss it.
Oh yeah, you just toss them.
You remember that time at World Market when some lady's kid threw up in his stroller? So she fucking dumped the stroller in the trash can in the bathroom and left without saying anything.
Yeah. Yeah, just one of those like collapsible strollers.
Just collapsed it and shoved it in the bathroom toilet. Or sorry, in the in the trash can.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, one of our associates, a girl named Hannah, came up to me and was like, the bathroom smells really bad. I don't know what's going on. And so I go down there and I open the door, and like, I think immediately, like, my immediate reaction was not to take care of the problem. I think I immediately went and found you and Tim and was like, you guys have to go look in the bathroom. And
Tim was instantly like, oh, I'll go clean it up. Because for whatever reason, he loved cleaning up the bathroom.
Oh my God. That was disgusting. Like,
yeah.
What? How can people like that think it would be better to just dump it and leave it for us to find than to just be like, hey, I had an issue. Can you throw out my stroller for me? I can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
We would have been like, yeah, no problem, dog.
Yeah.
Or we would have like pointed out the dumpster in the back so that we didn't have to like deal with the bodily fluids.
Right.
But no, we had to deal with it.
Oh, this might have been right after you left, but there was one time an old lady threw up on one of the couches in the store. And
I don't remember this.
And I had to clean that up.
That's gross.
Yeah. I think that was my only body fluid cleanup story.
I think that's my only one. I want to say I may have had to deal with some blood at some point, but I really don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I know I had to clean like the toilet before when it was less than savory, but nothing like anything Tim cleaned up where we'd be like, Tim, someone smeared shit on the wall. And he'd be like, okay, guys, I got it.
I stumbled across an old photo. I was clearing up pictures on my phone because it's getting a bit tight on storage space. And I have a bunch of random shit that I don't need on my phone. Not actual like pictures of my soiled underwear, but I found a photo I forgot about. Someone just like tagged the paper towel dispenser at World Market.
I have the same photo.
Yeah, like that was a weird one. Like of all the places to tag, why a fucking World Market bathroom?
And didn't they tag the trash can too?
They did get the trash can. They did that one, and I think that was separate instances though, because the trash can I feel like had been there a while, and it was done in like Sharpie.
Okay.
The paper towel dispenser is done with like some pink ink that washed off really easily. Like I don't think they even expected it to stay. So I really don't know why they did it.
Yeah. Yeah. That was weird. Oh man. Speaking of Tim and bodily fluids, remember that one story when you and I were having a discussion about squirting?
Like we do.
You know, like we do. And whether or not
this is just the ultimate proof that this podcast is no different from our actual conversations.
Right. So this was an actual conversation that Mack and I had.
I do not remember what prompted this conversation.
No, I don't either. But we were debating whether or not the female body is capable of squirting,
or if it's just a long haul play on all men, and it's just urine.
Right. Which we never came to a conclusion
because Tim walked into the conversation,
and you know, it's kind of a weird conversation to come into the middle of to begin with. But Tim goes, "Oh, well, what are you guys talking about?" You know, and so we say, "Oh, Tim, we're talking about squirting. You don't know anything about that." And what's Tim's response?
What did he say? Like, "Oh yeah, I do." Like when it gets all on your back.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, I know all about that. And we're like,
I don't know if we've established Tim is a very gay man.
He is
like hyper gay.
Yeah. Yep. Very open about it. Mm-hmm. So we all know
too open about it.
Exactly.
And not because he's gay. I wouldn't want to hear this much from any of my straight friends either.
No. We know every intimate detail of his sex life.
Tim would like tell us the nights that he like got some from his partner Bubba,
Lil Pup,
or the times that he did not get some because one of them was too tired.
Right.
Like more details about one's sex life than you could ever like need to know.
Yeah.
And of course he would want the same in return from us, even if we weren't really interested in giving that information.
Yeah. So Tim insists that he knows what we're talking about. And we're like, no, Tim, I don't think you do. And he's like, oh yeah. You know, like, yeah, I've had it all over my back before. And we're like,
definitely not what we're talking about.
Tim, I really don't think you have. And he's like, oh yeah. I mean, trust me. And I was like, not from a dude. And he's like, oh, sick. You guys are gross.
I love how much he hated like anytime you would speak about the female form or the female bodily functions, because he would think it's so appallingly disgusting. But then again, he would share these intimate explorative details of his sexual relationships.
Oh God, remember how he would insist that he would walk in the women's bathroom and it would smell like vagina?
Like, no, it's him. It has never smelled like that before.
Like I have never walked into the bathroom and said, you know what? This smells like vagina. And he's like,
yeah, like the musk. It smells like musk.
Yeah, it's kind of musky. No, Tim. We're like, Tim, how would you even know?
You have no experience with this. You've been gay since you were a teenager.
Yeah. There was no day that he even thought about being straight.
I should rephrase that. That made it sound like Tim made a choice. What I meant is that Tim realized he was gay at a very young age.
Yeah. Yes.
God, that dude is horny.
Yeah, that is one horny old dude. I mean, good for him.
Yeah. I mean, you know, how many other people that old do you know that open about their sex lives? So I guess like good for him.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's still rocking it in his late 50s now.
I thought he was like 80 or 90.
Well, I mean, mentally, yeah, but you know, biologically, according to him, he's like 300 years old or whatever.
Yeah, Tim was like some Egyptian gay vampire
/ witch or something. I don't understand.
God, I love Tim. I miss him.
Yeah, I really do miss that dude.
Mm-hmm. I love how like one of the fun things with Tim was like sometimes like the way World Market did like supervisors and managers like was weird, especially like towards the latter half. Especially towards the latter parts of each of our times with the company. Because they had this very heavy focus on customer service. Like World Market and Bed Bath Beyond, like they both have this, because they were for a time owned by the same people. Mm-hmm. They have this very backwards idea that because there are so many online retailers now, that the people who are shopping in stores are looking for excellent customer service, and you have to like check in with them when they come in the store, check in with them throughout their stay, check in with them at the end of it. And it's like, personally speaking, I hate that kind of shit. Leave me alone when I'm shopping.
Yeah.
I do not need help. If I say I don't need help, that's it. Don't talk to me again.
Yeah. Asking once, perfectly understandable.
And that's how we treated it. We totally ignored the company directive and did not ask multiple times.
Yeah. That just annoys people.
Right. But like, so towards the end of our employments, like they really cut back on like labor intensive things where like setting new schematics where you like change the order of things on the shelves, or like, I don't know, just doing random extra projects. And they were just like, oh, if you're a manager who's like overviewing the floor, like you aren't supposed to do any other work. Just walk around and talk to customers.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is a company that is failing on a Monday night between like 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. You're dealing with like 6 customers,
yeah,
in total. So you're just supposed to fucking for 3 hours just walk around and talk to the same people over and over again, and like you are directed not to do anything other than that.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of downtime. So there'd be a lot of times that I'd effectively, like, if Tim and I were closing together, if we were just like working together on a particularly dead day, I would just like start any random conversation with him.
Oh yeah.
Because Tim will happily neglect all work and talk for hours.
Absolutely.
And he'll never stop and be like, oh, should we be doing something? He'll never.
No.
Like if you don't start a conversation with him, he might at some point be like, oh, I should go do this. We should go to this. We should do this. But if you get him caught in a conversation, he'll never stop.
Yeah.
So I just start him on any conversation to like distract him and myself for a couple hours.
Absolutely.
There were like more than one times that like we just sat in the office for like upwards of an hour just talking.
Yeah.
Cause like no one needed us and we didn't have anything to do. So fuck it.
Right. You just leave that one cashier out on the sales floor alone.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yep. And you just sit in the office and bullshit. Oh God, that's great.
God. Crazy times of World Market.
Yeah. Mac, I learned about something recently that I think is kind of interesting. Do you make pasta very often?
Not super frequently, but every now and then.
Okay. Do you follow like the cooking instructions in the box, like the length of time it tells you to cook it, or do you just kind of wing it?
I wing it.
Okay. Well, I am definitely not in that category. Overcooked pasta to me is one of the worst things you can have.
I mean, I'd agree with you, but I wouldn't say it's that difficult to not overcook it.
I mean, I just set a timer for whatever the box says. Actually, a little less because I want to be able to check it, and if it needs a little more time, I can do that. I can't go back and uncook pasta.
Right.
But the pasta brand Barilla did something really awesome, and they created Spotify playlists for each type of pasta that they have.
That's awesome.
So you just queue up a playlist for like, there's like the spaghetti playlist and the rotini playlist, and you just play it. And when the playlist is done, your pasta's ready.
That's pretty awesome. I like that.
Right? Isn't that fucking great?
That's clever. That's good.
Yeah. I haven't actually tried it out yet, but I heard it was a thing, and then I looked it up, and sure enough, it is.
When you make a noodle type dish, and I'm thinking specifically of like ramen right now, that is like a brothy soup. Are you a broth strainer, or do you leave it in?
It depends on what kind it is. I know that's a little vague, but I mean, if it's like, you know, like the OG cheap ramen, like 25 cents a pack, like chicken flavor, that's getting strained for sure.
What?
But if it's that good stuff, like that good spicy ramen we used to have,
I have some in my cupboard right now. I love that shit.
Hell yeah. That I would definitely not strain that.
I have never, I don't know, like I never got taught as a child to strain out the broth, and I can't do it. Like,
you're not supposed to.
That's all the flavor right there. Why is that a thing? Why does everybody strain out broth?
Well, see, now I don't strain the broth. I drain the noodles and then add the seasoning to the noodles.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
You need the seasoning to dissolve. Well, it's just going to get stuck onto the noodles.
I mean, I leave like the tiniest bit of water in there and then just mix that powder in there.
Okay. I've never tried that, but I don't do that. I leave it like, I give myself a little drink following my nudes.
Right?
Suck that sucker down.
I do like that spicy broth though. That stuff is so damn good.
I know. God, I have it every now and then. I'm a bit lazy, but I haven't cooked very much in recent memory, and pasta especially I haven't done in forever, and I don't know why, because pasta is so easy.
So easy.
I did make tacos the other day though.
Oh, nice. What kind?
Just some ground beef.
Okay. Nice. Tacos are always legit.
Always.
God, love tacos. Pretty much any kind of taco.
Yeah, I like making tacos because like it's super cheap to make like a pound of taco meat.
Oh yeah,
and then like I always do the oven cooking for the taco shells. I like them to be nice and warm. But once I've had my fill of the fresh stuff, I pack it away in some Tupperware and put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, and
then like after that, I'll just take the taco shells and crush them up, and I'll just reheat the meat on top of that instead of like making a proper taco, because I like it better that way when it's reheated.
See, now that story, it seemed weird to me when you said you put the taco shells in the oven, because Did
I say oven? I don't think I said oven.
Yeah, didn't you say you warm them up and put them in the oven?
No, I put them in some Tupperware and put it away in the refrigerator.
No, before that, when you're making them the first time.
I don't think I said that. If I did, then I didn't. Then that's not what I do. I use a pan.
And then okay. All right. Anyway.
Oh, I put the taco shells in the oven.
Yes.
That's what you were talking about.
Yes. Yeah, you put the taco shells in the oven.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the taco meat. I was like, why the fuck would I put that in the oven?
No. But that just seemed weird to me, because I almost exclusively use soft tacos.
That's right. I forgot you're a sick bastard like that.
What? Soft tacos are so much better.
Fully disagree. You got to get that crunch.
They're okay once in a while, but
no, I significantly prefer hard tacos.
I think the last time I had a hard taco at home was with you.
When we hung out and made tacos.
Yeah, we hung out and made tacos with Crystal.
I don't have a particular problem with soft shell tacos. Like, I'll eat them if they're the only option, but like, I really prefer hard shell tacos. They're so much better.
Yeah, I don't know. Just not a fan of how they break apart.
Well, to add to your point, who the fuck thought Ortega, let's talk, yo. What the fuck is up with your standing tacos with the flat bottom? That's fucking terrible. Are you fucking kidding me? They're so garbage, and they've been selling them for years. As soon as you bite into that motherfucker, the entire thing breaks open like the earth during an earthquake. It's like a massive fucking ravine where the entirety of your taco contents just drops the fuck out. Why is that a thing? They're awful.
Yeah.
Who uses those?
I don't, but I don't eat hard tacos.
They're fucking terrible. There was like several weeks where like I needed taco shells and like Target was out of stock of like the normal taco shells. They only have the standing ones. So I kept just not buying taco shells.
Yeah.
And so finally I was like, all right. And I bought some and I that's what I ate with my recent tacos. And sure enough, fucking broke right away. It's terrible. Whose idea was that? They should be fired.
Yeah.
I don't often push for people to get fired because they shouldn't be fired off of one mistake, but that was a big mistake, motherfucker.
Now you probably haven't had these because you exclusively go hard taco, but the flat bottom soft, like the boats, those are pretty legit.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it looks like a little boat.
Interesting.
Maybe it might be like the size of like a Hot Pocket.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can see that working out. When I do soft tacos, I don't fold them like a taco. I fold them like a burrito instead.
Oh.
Because otherwise you get like a lot of that like extra taco at the very top.
Yeah,
or
for
the
sure.
extra taco shell at the very top. Not even shell, like tortilla at the very top.
Yeah.
So I prefer to fold it up like a burrito. So if it was already boat shaped, then that would take care of a lot of the job for me.
Yeah. You might have to give those a shot one of these days.
Maybe. Probably not. I'll save my tortillas for my burritos.
Okay, fair enough. So on the last episode, you and I talked about your experience when the fire alarm went off in the building.
Uh-huh.
And
that's right, yes.
And I
spoke about how, like, as I was going back into my apartment, like, the old lady from across the hall, like, said hello to me and struck up a conversation while she was, like, on her way out of the building, like, door open and everything.
Well, after we had finished wrapping up the last episode, you know, I put my shoes on and I open the door, I go out into the hallway, and sure as shit, that lady, like, opens her door and is like, hi. And I was like, oh, hi there. And she closed her door again. And I immediately, like, turn back and walk back into Mack's apartment and go, is that the lady? Yup,
totally her. So crazy that, like, you haven't seen her once.
No.
In the 15 times we recorded this podcast.
I have never seen anyone in your building, let alone that specific lady.
It's so funny that after I told that story right away, she would basically do the same thing to you. She didn't strike up a conversation, though. I was a bit surprised by that, to be honest.
Yeah, she materialized after that story took place.
She sensed that we were talking about her. Maybe she listens through my door.
Oh, remember Tim would do that shit.
What?
Yeah, World Market. Like, we'd be talking about Tim and his vampire ass would just pop up behind us.
He would just appear.
And then he'd be gone, and then he'd be in his office, aka the bathroom.
Tim do be shitting, though. Do you think Tim has any short stories?
Probably not, because he takes that Metamucil.
That's true.
He used to always tell us that his shit looked like an orange snake.
That's right. God, we knew so much about his bodily functions.
God, we
talk about his boner pills all the time.
Oh, God. All of his sex life situations. Talking about how he was gonna play. Gonna go home and play.
I never got tired of how it seemed like their sexual encounters were a planned 2 weeks in advance, 2 weeks in advance kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because every time he'd like come in and tell you about how he ended up not getting something, the way he described it was not like, oh, we started, but then like we got tired, so we didn't do anything.
Right.
It was always like, we planned to do something when Bubba got home from work, but then he got home and he was just too tired. And it's like, how far in advance are you planning this, Tim?
Yeah. No,
for a lot of people, it's just a pretty spontaneous thing. It's not something you like talk about in advance.
Right. Well, I feel like it's either spontaneous or just routine.
Right.
Not where you like plan it out a week in advance.
Do you think Tim kept notes on his phone's calendar of like just sex days?
I mean, I would think so if he knew how to use his phone's calendar.
Fair enough.
He probably just he probably wrote it down on a Post-it note.
Put it in his wallet.
Oh God, that dude would write notes about anything he had to remember on just your straight up yellow Post-it note
and stick it in his wallet.
Stick it in his wallet.
1,000 of those fuckers sticking out there.
Yeah, he just opened it up and there's just these yellow flaps hanging out everywhere. Oh God.
Oh, Tim's the best.
All of his passwords were on notes.
Oh, just sitting there for anyone to like take advantage of.
Yeah. Oh God, that guy. Fuck Tim.
Don't say that. He'll say he wants you to.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Remember when he would say something sucks and he'd be like, and not in a good way.
Right. Oh my God.
Oh, that dude. Did you have any questions for us this week?
Oh, I hadn't thought about it. I actually haven't really looked recently. Noah asks, if a nuke was going to go off killing everyone, what would you do?
Including I'm assuming I'm being killed in this as well.
I would assume you are part of everyone.
I mean, I assume I just do what I would do
if you knew it was going to be your last day on Earth.
Yeah, and just
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Just
like,
do whatever the hell I want.
On a surface level, that's kind of similar. So okay, let's take it a different direction then, and let's say like you spot the nuke in the sky, and you've got like, or you see it on the news, and you got maybe an hour before you're dead. Then what do you do?
Just jerk off.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Just crank it for that last hour.
This is my last opportunity until possibly nothingness forever.
Yeah.
Got to get that dopamine rush before I get that radiation rush.
Right? Oh, man.
Oh, crazy shit.
I mean, I think that's the best thing you possibly could do.
I saw this video this guy did. I'm blanking on the name, and I feel bad because he makes really good videos. But I'm sure if you look up the video I'm about to talk about, you'll find him pretty easily. He has like an entire channel dedicated to like traveling to and investigating areas that are related to video games.
Okay.
Which is really interesting. So like one of the videos he did was he went on like a tour vacation of Chernobyl.
Oh, damn.
And compared it to like different like post-apocalyptic video games and like how right they got it.
Yeah.
So I guess apparently like you can just take legal like trips or like tours through Chernobyl.
Yeah, I think that opened up fairly recently, but
yeah, so there's like a good chunk of the exclusion zone that is like cleared out of radiation, and like they keep Geiger counters on them at all times. They'll point out like, oh, it's going off. We got to like take a step back.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And like, you can like go walk through buildings, go walk through homes that are no longer like livable.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. There were some games that like got it pretty spot on. Like there was just like random shit left out, like kids' toys or like random papers or books or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they weren't destroyed by the explosion, but they were just kind of left there.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like looking back in time because they were just kind of hanging out.
Yeah. Abandoned places are super weird, but really fascinating.
They really are. I'd like to, do some investigating of my own sometime if I catch wind of something nearby, because I'm lazy and I'm a homebody and I don't want to go far.
Yeah. You also don't like to go outside.
I sure don't.
Or after 4 o'clock.
Why 4 o'clock?
I don't know. You go to bed early. Well, you're frequently not out at night.
That's true, but it's more because once I'm home, I don't want to go out, not time specific.
Okay, fair enough.
Why am I like this? Who knows? Am I like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely yes, boy.
Oh man. Good times.
What are some like places that you would really like to travel?
I really want to go to Italy for sure. That's like top of my list. Not really big into like tropical hot climate vacations. I don't like the heat.
Fair enough. I disagree, but I kind of just am not a big fan of the novelty of it.
Wait, do you disagree with the hot or
I don't have a problem with the heat. The tropics in general just kind of aren't my thing.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I don't care if I'm going like, I don't know. I don't see a point in going to some tropical island on the other side of the world when if you're just going to lay on a beach, you just go to Florida or California or somewhere close that doesn't cost you like half your life savings to get there. No, I like the history aspect of it. I want to go see like cool historic landmarks and
oh yeah, totally.
Eat good food and that kind of thing. I don't want to, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of places that I'd like to travel. Since I'm a big fucking weeb, I'd obviously like to hit up Japan at some point.
Weebs.
I mean, like, it's more than just obvious. It's more than just being obsessed with anime. You know, like, like the city of Tokyo is really fucking cool.
Yeah,
like, there's a really good architecture to the whole city. I really like the way that they lay out their streets and their back alleys. It's just like it's like a world completely different from our own. Like, it's a way that they lay out cities that we don't do here.
Yeah,
and I'd like to experience that, and like obviously the culture of it. Maybe not the aspect of, you know, people trying to coerce me into buying prostitutes, because that's a big thing. But
you know.
It do kind of be like that. But, you know, there's a side of me that wants to hit up like all the major cities and like every country. But I also like there's plenty of like just nature wise things that I want to see. You know, we live in this state that is just this flat, barren wasteland. There's not a lot to find out here or look at. You know, there's not even really many interesting, like if you go walking out in the woods, you're not going to find that much that's cool to look at. But you know, those countries that have a lot of like elevation changes and like mountains and like big valleys or canyons, like there's so many insane sights to see in that kind of area, in those kinds of areas, and especially countries that have a lot of like flora that is very different from our own. Like I really want to see that kind of thing.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm
more into nature than my homebody presence would suggest, but I don't like people. That's the thing I don't like being around.
Right.
If you tell me that I can go out and explore like nature for a bit or go camping, I'm all about that. I love camping.
Nice. I think Japan would be cool. I would tear up some sushi. That would be one of my prime objectives in Japan.
There's a lot of things I'd like to see in Japan. I'd like to, you know, spend some time in the cities like I mentioned. But then like they have a lot of really cool cultural locations. Like their temples are insanely awesome. They have so many like interesting historical landmarks because Japan is an ancient country.
Yeah.
You know, like I talked about in a previous episode where like American history is fucking boring because we're pretty young ultimately.
Right.
But Japan, they go fucking back and they've retained a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it's really an interesting culture to explore.
Yeah. Speaking of like areas of nature and interesting, you know, geographic locations in Japan. I don't know how many mountains they have. I know there's at least one very large mountain in Japan. I can't think of what mountain it is.
Fuji?
Probably. I don't know how close it is, but from this location you can see Mount Fuji very well. But they have this place, the Suicide Forest.
Yes.
Now
that is Fuji you're thinking of.
Okay. So at some point they decided it was a good idea to put an amusement park right next to the Suicide Forest.
I did not know about this.
Yeah, I think it was called Gulliver's Island based on Gulliver's Travels.
Was the idea to like be like, you could commit suicide or go on a roller coaster.
Pretty much. And obviously it, for, you know, really, really obvious reasons, it did not last very long.
Connecting our conversations of interesting places around the world and abandoned locations, abandoned amusement parks. Fucking really cool.
Yeah.
Really interesting shit to look at. There's this YouTube channel. I watch a lot of his videos called Bright Sun Films. He makes tons of videos on just like random abandoned places. And he'll give like the history behind it, what happened to it, how did it end up in the state that it was. It'll often go like exploring places, but some of my favorite ones of his videos are talking about abandoned theme parks.
Yeah. There were some cool pictures from that Gulliver's Island theme park where I don't know how familiar you are with Gulliver's Travels, like the story.
Not terribly.
Yeah, I know he visits like a place where he's
like a giant.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. One place he's tiny, one place he's a giant. And like all the little people where he's a giant, like they end up like tackling him and like tying him down with ropes.
That's right. That's his thing.
And in the park, they had like a giant, like 70-foot Gulliver.
Oh, nice.
That was like tied down with ropes. And so like, that's kind of creepy enough as it is, but in an abandoned park, all covered in graffiti, super fucking creepy.
Oh yeah, I bet. Just decaying away.
Yeah, I think it's all like torn down now, but
it's wild how many of those like abandoned locations just like straight get left however the way they are.
Yeah.
Like it's so wild to think that like whatever company owns them like eventually just gives up on them. Like that same channel I mentioned, he does a lot of videos on like abandoned malls.
Yeah, that's another weird one.
Yeah, tons of malls just like get left by the previous management company and then like their taxes or their loans default, so they just go to the city and then the city has to deal with this fucking abandoned building, and it's like it's just crazy to me that they just straight leave it there. They just give up on it.
Yeah. I mean, I think probably in the beginning they probably leave it hoping that someone will buy it and reuse it as is. And then after that, they probably figure it's going to cost too much to tear it down. So they just leave it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I was trying to find you a picture. Gulliver's Kingdom. It's a creepy looking Gulliver.
Oh man, that's a bit much.
Yeah.
Just looks like they slayed a giant and left him there.
Yup. Yeah. All covered in graffiti and whatnot.
He's got like face tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Gulliver goes all Post Malone.
I like it. Not super related, but also kind of in the game God of War, there's this really cool segment of the game where the whole game is based on, or a lot of the game is based on Norse mythology. So there's this one area of the game where you come up on like a giant that Thor killed.
Okay.
And like his own giant frost breath like froze the area around him, so he's like perfectly preserved.
Okay.
And so like throughout the game, like or throughout that section of the game, you're like wandering around in like ruins that like his body effectively just fell on. And so like you're constantly like running into like giant parts of him. Like you'll just like open a door and his face is just right fucking there.
Ugh.
Yeah, and like in that section of the game, you have to like get something that the dead giant had and like has since been like encased in ice and is like pretty far beneath the ground.
Yeah.
So like he has this giant hammer that's just like freestanding, and like throughout that level you like break off the straps that like make it fall down and smash the ice.
Oh,
just a really cool section of the game. But
yeah,
definitely a bit creepy to just like have part of his hand like fall over on top of you.
Yeah. What game did you say that was?
God of War.
Nice. That sounds interesting.
One of the best games I played like in a very long time. I finished it not that long ago on stream. I'm not a big guy when it comes to like video game stories. Because, you know, if a video game is fun, but the story sucks, it's still worth playing. But if a video game has an interesting story, but the gameplay sucks, I'm not interested in playing it. Like I'm coming to play a game. I'm not coming to watch a fucking movie.
Right.
So a story can't save a game for me, but like God of War is pretty much the only game I've ever played that like I'd be willing to recommend it on the story alone because it's so fucking well written, but it's also just a really fun game.
Yeah. Huh.
So yeah, gonna recommend that for anyone who's looking for a game to play. God of War, if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you can play it for free, and it's one of the best games ever made, so you should do that.
Well, there you go.
Got anything interesting to leave us off on?
Since I didn't do it before, I'm gonna go drain my balls after the podcast, but still in your sink.
Okay, I think I'm gonna hang out with Joe after this.
Joe who?
Joe Mama!